You know we can see you, right? They gone, y'all. Spirit Airlines, as of May 2026, is gone. The sad part, that's 14,000 employees, that's canceled flights, that's site gone, just completely out of here. A $500 million Federal Reserve or an attempt to save them fell apart. They out of here. No social media, no viral social media, money raised, capital raise is going to let you buy them. They gone. And the lesson here is a try and true lesson. Cheap does not scale. The businesses that are we're gonna ever scale cheap have already done it, and we know them off the top of head. We got Walmart, we got dollar stores, and they've already done it. They ran that play. They were lucky. They got in. They took that market, and that market is fulfilled because you have to understand target audience behavior. You don't offer cheap stuff and expect people to actually pay you more for the upgrade, because that's why Spirit Airlines is on. You know we can see you, right? Because their goal was to never actually be cheap. Their goal was to appear cheap and then nickel and dime us on the back end to actually make up their money. But what they did was they FAFO and realized that the people they were targeting were never going to upgrade. So they never got around to making that business model profitable. So what they did was they learned the lesson that I'll always repeat over and over. You're going to have to understand pricing. You're going to have to understand margins. And people ain't as slow as you think they are. So I just want to say I'm not celebrating like Spirit being out of here, but I will say you have to understand your target market and your pricing and your margins, because the people who upgrade, we already over here in Delta Comfort, like with our feet kicked up, feeling good. So I'm gonna get up out of here, but this is a cautionary tale and it's a big lesson. Don't be trying to get over on a whole world of people by appearing to be something you're not, because at the end of the day, we can actually see you.
Hello and welcome to the real bottom line with Albert the CPA, featuring, you guessed it, Albert the CPA. What kind of nose ain't that?
Wait, Ice. Where's everybody? I could cut, right? Cut. Where's everybody?
I don't know.
Bro, what are y'all doing? Lauren,
We working.
Ray,
It's for the YouTube.
what are y'all working on? Ain't we supposed to be in here taping the show?
Oh.
Oh, it's the same time. Bray. Not you two. I'm supposed to be able to depend on you to do what you. God, y'all. Ice, let's go. Lord have mercy. All right, y'all. Let's talk about it. Burdell named Food and Wine's best new restaurant in America went viral February 2026 when a Reddit post blew up over 20% service charge printed right on their receipts, explaining that tipping has racist roots and the fee funds livable wages. The internet, of course, responded with one-star Yelp bomb. People that never ate there, people that don't know them people decided, nah, we don't like that. And we having a team, because we were talking about this behind the scenes. So this talk about it is going to actually be us talking about it, because I wanted to talk to the team about what they actually think about tipping. Because when I read like tipping has racist roots, at first I was like, man, now they try to make everything racist. But then when you think about it, it kind of draws some comparison to some other stuff. So y'all free. Y'all ain't got to, y'all everybody sitting over there being quiet behind camera. Like, no, so what do y'all think? What do y'all think overall about tipping? I'll share mine last. I don't want to lead the audience.
Tipping definitely has racist roots, and also it should not be on us to make sure people have livable wages.
Yeah, like we ain't hire them people.
Yes, on the employer.
So that's my overarching thing, right? I guess I will say mine first, just so people know. Like we tip, Lauren and we tip really well. So if standard is 20%, we always rounding up to the blah 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 because we get it. But then when you actually think about it, like they are literally pitting their employees against the customers. Cause they looking at the customers like y'all didn't tip us enough, so we didn't make enough money.
And it causes conflict between the customer and the waiters or waitresses.
Yeah, and that's like the standard power move, right? They're like poor people. Like they use race. Like if you think about it, the people who keeping black people poor, white people poor, everybody else poor, have us fighting amongst ourselves about it instead of like teaming up to fight. It's like what is that? Page one. So restaurants are actually doing that to their staff. They're like, I'm gonna pay you $2 an hour, and the customers is supposed to pay you 15-20%. Cause I know Ice, when we were debating it yesterday, Ice brought up, they was like, yeah, they start putting a 20% on, and when they put that on, the waiters and waitresses act like your food don't even matter. They just be sliding it over to you like it don't matter because they know they getting a tip anyway. And I know a lot of like servers and waitresses and waiters, they be mad at cheap customers. But just think about it this way, right? I worked all week. I want a steak. I done paid my bills. I got exactly $40 left. The steak I want costs $39. I can't have that steak because I'm also responsible for paying you to bring me the steak and fill up my cup. Now, Lauren and I are creative. I literally went in a restaurant before and be like, well, shoot, when they cook it, I'll just come out there and grab it. And since I can see the little fill up thing right there, I'll fill up my own cup. If I do that, is it appropriate to not tip? No, but that's in their business model.
Right.
So I'm like, why am I just to eat your food that I'm already paying for? Why am I a part of your business model and your profit? Like,
Yeah, that's real.
because the restaurants want to say food costs. Food costs are up.
Yeah, but that's a part of your business. You're supposed to handle that.
That's on you. Staffing costs are up at Right Choice. I pay a lot more now than I used to have to pay. But Ray, what if I told you, all right, Ray, I'm gonna pay you $2.15 an hour, and you got to get the rest out of the customers. And if you don't make a lot of money, that's between you and me.
I don't know about that one.
I wish Chris. I wish Chris was here. Chrissy, a whole accountant with a whole accounting degree. What if I was like, hey, I'm gonna pay you $5 an hour, and the clients that you serve got to tip the rest? Cause I think it's just textbook. Y'all fight amongst yourself, and we gonna make all the money, and y'all ain't gonna never have time to focus on us. Even though y'all should be coming together, y'all should be coming together and fighting us. We gonna plant enough seeds on each side to keep y'all fight with each other, and we ain't gonna have nothing to do with that.
And
Co-
that's really what tipping does provide. It provides, an opportunity for us to support them given the situation that they're in, but it should not be made our responsibility.
Yeah, what we got to do with it?
Tipping should just be extra.
Yeah, and restaurants should have to pay. If you care enough that they get a livable wage, you go in there with your accountants and you figure out how to pay them enough to get them a livable wage. Stop having 72 people working there when you got 4 clients coming in. Maybe pay attention to them food costs. Maybe pay attention to inventory. Maybe pay attention to. Maybe stop giving away free stuff. Maybe like you figure out how to run the actual business like a business and pay your staff like staff, and you manage your own costs so that your clients and your customers ain't coming in there having people beefing with us when we were just hungry. Just hungry. The food good. But now the waiter got an attitude with me because I don't have the additional funds. So I'm supposed to go without the meal I want because I ain't got the additional funds to tip. That sounds crazy. That's like poor people arguing with each other. You poor, I'm poor. The people that we working for making all the money. Sounds like we got a common enemy. Like, I'm hungry. You hungry because you trying to pay your bills. They not paying you, telling you that we supposed to be paying you. And we like, no, I want to pay for my food and go home. Sound like we got a common enemy. So yeah, I don't know how we fix this. I do know that it's a National No Tip Day coming. And then, like now it's July 1st, right? So July 1st is National No Tip Day. And that still don't hurt the restaurant. That hurt the servers.
Oh my God.
So it's like the only people that can lose here is the people who were hungry or the people who bring you your food. And I know serving is a tough job. If you ever served, it's a tough job. So it's easy to be mad when you don't get your tip. But you probably should be mad that that company not paying you a livable wage and get them people their food because they were just hungry. All right, let's get to it. So, commercial Chapter 11 bankruptcies have jumped 42% year over year between April 2025 and April 2026. 644 businesses filed a small business Chapter 5 filing. They're up 46%. V is 5, right?
Yes.
Jesus, I'm like, they threw me off with this V. And these weren't companies that had a bad quarter. These were companies that scale on cheap debt, posted the revenue numbers, and never fixed the margins underneath. So the revenue was overstated, but as I always say, the debt was very, very real. And I know you have a really good I remember the time story, a personal one.
Yes. You
So
know,
let's go to tell the people that right choice ain't perfect either.
we weren't, not in the beginning anyway. You know, we had that revenue. We were a high, we were $1 million firm at the time.
Mhm.
But, we didn't have the systems in place. We might have a little bit of cheap debt that needed to be paid.
Mhm.
But, we didn't have the systems in place to really, make those margins and make it make sense. And it was just you and I at the time. So, our biggest lesson in that was that use what you have, hire the right team, get your systems in place, and you won't be burnt out. And you may not have to file it for bankruptcy.
Yeah, because bankruptcy. So I guess like the thing that makes an entrepreneur, right, is like almost that gambler spirit.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure that you're not 100% gambler, but you have to be a risk taker.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, even for numbers people like us, if you won't actually go build something, you have to be a bet on yourself type of person. But what can throw a lot of businesses off, where a lot of these businesses, without even researching who it is, we know a lot of them are in bankruptcy because they just took betting on themselves too far. And bad debt, like taking high interest debt, taking like too good to be true debt, will send everybody up out of here. And I think for right choice, whereas we didn't take terrible debt, we definitely took some debt that we shouldn't have been taking early on.
Yeah.
And it was in our efforts to provide cheap and accessible, like Black people, right? We love being accessible. We love to like be the voice for the people who don't have like, we love all that cutesy stuff. But what I think as business owners, and this, y'all like brace yourself, because this is going to sound wild if you're not ready for it. In a lot of cases, people are ignoring certain people for a very specific reason. And a lot of times, Black people specifically, because I'm going to call us what we are, we literally pick people that no one is paying attention to and decide we're going to pay attention to them. And then we get frustrated when we start learning those hard lessons about why people aren't paying attention to them, because it stops becoming like a color of skin thing, a providing opportunity thing, and it starts becoming like a put a cape on and save people who need saving thing for so many of us. That's a little bit of a sidebar, but that's what Right Choice was doing.
Yes.
We were out here trying to help people care about their numbers, right?
Yeah, but they didn't want to care about their numbers, and we can't be the suckers.
Yeah.
They still need to make money and be in business.
Yeah, because if you you can't pour from an empty cup. So I think the lesson that we learned is what helped us avoid being just another one of the companies that ended up in bankruptcy was we leaned into our numbers. We got real about our margins, because the sad thing that made us actually worse than a lot of people is we knew better. We just decided we were going to be heroes. So for all of these companies that are sitting in bankruptcy,
Mm-hmm.
I imagine.
They probably need better accounting.
I mean, of course they did. Because we save people from going out of bankruptcy all the time.
Yes.
You can't go out of bankruptcy if you don't spend more than you got.
Fact.
It's impossible. You got $10, don't spend the 10, you still in business. You got $1, spend 50 cents, you still in business. A lot of people get into that gambling too much, where you got $10, you gonna take out a loan for $40, you gonna flip that high pressure loan.
I hope so.
Yeah, but the flip is harder. People assume the hard part is gonna be the easy part.
Yeah.
Anyway, my spirit getting on. Let me come out of this jacket. We gonna get to the end. I know it look a lot less professional with just the t-shirt, but y'all remember what I had on. But I do think I just think, like, realistically, you just have to build on a strong foundation.
Yes.
You have to be logical. You have to be data-based. You have to use your numbers to make decisions, and you can avoid these things. And y'all, this is experience talking. This ain't the accountant in me. This the CEO in me. This my wife right here. My child is right over here. Like, this is lived experience. You cannot help. You cannot do anything if you ain't got no money.
Can't pour from empty cup.
I mean, but you could talk about what you wish you could do. Or you can go sit down, build them systems, build that team, and actually put yourselves in a position to do it.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a crazy time.
All right, y'all. It's time for this week's episode of Facts Only, where 4 stories, only 1 is correct. Y'all ready to dive right in?
Yep.
My AI told me that I took too much time leading up last week, so let's get right to it. Told me I need to speed up. I let Claude be the judge. Number 1, a national pizza chain quietly removed the word tip from all its digital receipts and replaced it with appreciation contribution. Then got sued by 3 employees who said the rebranding let management redirect the money to cover delivery out fees. That's something we missed in the last segment. I'm saying it right now. A lot of times they charge this stuff up front. All that money don't even go to the waitresses who be beefing with the customers. Anyway, that's the last segment. Ice already done edited that. They already seen it. I'm going to leave that there. Number 2, Groupon laid off 23% of its workforce in May 2026 while simultaneously telling investors it was returning to growth. The same quarter, it announced plans to shut down its North America marketplace entirely. Number 3, a Birmingham, Alabama, go Blazers, Birmingham, Alabama restaurant owner went viral in 2025 after publishing a full cost breakdown showing a $22 entree generates $1.17 in profit. And the post was shared over 400,000 times by other owners saying, finally, someone showed the math. Last one, a Texas LLC filed for bankruptcy owing $2.1 million, then tried to refile under the new name 3 days later with the same address, same EIN, and the same accountant signing the paperwork. Yep, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's exactly what it sounds like. So, as of right now, Ray is in the lead. You're in second. Goose Egg. Oh, I would say Ice on the board too.
Yes.
You at 2, right?
Yes.
You at 4 out of 5. So you got a nice lead. You knew. So we starting with you. Which one?
Can you read number 2 again?
Groupon laid off 23% of its workforce in May 2026 while simultaneously telling investors it was returning to growth. Same quarter, it announced plans to shut down its North America marketplace entirely.
Can you say number 1 again?
A national pizza chain quietly removed the word tip from all its digital receipts and replaced it with appreciation contribution, then got sued by 3 employees who said the rebranding let management redirect the money to cover delivery out fees.
Can you read 3?
Bro. Birmingham, Alabama restaurant owner went viral in 2025 after publishing a full cost breakdown showing that a $22 entree only generates $1.17 in profit.
And there's number 1.
You got number 1? What you got, Ice?
I'm thinking number 3 was the
Birmingham?
Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
I think so, yeah. Let's go with number 3.
Baby.
Number 2.
And I'm going to tweet that I know what you caught. Don't say nothing. I know what you caught, but you don't know if that's a trick or not.
No.
What you got, Ray?
Once again, great questions.
No pressure. I need to keep my lead.
Right. One is so detailed.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I would have heard about that. So I'm also gonna go with 2.
All right, as always, some of y'all are wrong. Make sure I look at everybody.
And you look at me.
And maybe someone's right. Y'all, nobody said number 4. That was the one that was a repeat from last week. Nobody picked it. It was very similar to one from last week. Could have been a trick. Could have been the truth. Could have just made a mistake and pasted the wrong one in here. Y'all will find out
I think it was the last
right after this commercial break.
The Real Bottom Line with Albert the CPA is brought to you by Right Choice Accounting Solutions, where we help practices, agencies, and firms maximize their profit while saving a lot in taxes. At Right Choice, we do everything from bookkeeping, tax prep, tax strategy, tax planning, payroll, everything in between, plus fractional CFO services. If you're looking for those real numbers, getting that profit clarity, check out Right Choice.
And we're back. All right. So to get one off the board, that was just a mistake. I made a mistake and pasted the wrong one in here. So way to not vote for the obvious one that was wrong last week. Wrong last week. It was wrong this week. Yeah, just that was my bad, y'all. My fault. So y'all only had 3 that it could have been. And I'm gonna go ahead and get to the thing. Ice, wrong. Bray, wrong again. You two were right. The league continues to grow. My baby catching up. Don't say out loud why you knew the answer, but I know why you knew the answer.
Right quick, is $1 off of a $22 entree? Is that not crazy?
It's
I don't know business, but is that?
a lie. So I don't know if it's
But I mean, if someone would
Ideally.
have like,
see it.
would that be bad math?
no, that would be dumb. The entree just shouldn't be $22.
Yeah.
They would have to put more profit. If you got a $22 entree that costs you $21 to make, I would probably remove that from the menu, or I would raise my prices, because that's what they got to do. Like, you can't just be like, yeah, I sell it for $22 and I only make $1 on it. That's dumb.
Okay.
You got to have at least 20-30% margin on that thing.
Yes.
Anyways, that's this week's. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I said a little bit of price logic.
Yeah, man, they gotta know. Like, people want to place blame and all this stuff, and all they need to do is understand their goddamn numbers. All you gotta do is understand your numbers. Like, that's all. 90% of business problems could be solved by you understanding your numbers. Sheesh. That's this week's episode of Facts Only. All right, y'all. It's time for the part of the show that we give back to the community with. It's time for Ask Albert the CPA. And since Chrissy's out today, we have my baby in. I guess you ain't a baby. But we have my oldest son in to actually ask the question. So what do we have, bro?
So the question is, my revenue keeps going up, but I never seem to have any money. What's going on?
Don't you love, Lauren, I guess at this point, don't you love that the answers to all the questions are the same? It just depends. So if revenue is going up, congratulations, you have a sales function that's working. But if you don't have any money, that means the stuff that happens after the sale needs to be understood better. And that's where good accounting come in. That's where understanding profit versus cash flow comes in. There are several answers to this question. But if your revenue is going up and you don't have any money, you need to look in a couple of common areas. You need to check invoicing. You need to make sure that you're actually collecting on the funds that people owe you. If you're doing that, you need to check your spending. You need to make sure that you're not making $20,000, and in order to make it, you're spending more than $20,000. You need an accountant. You need a good accountant to break this stuff down to you, to be real with you. You need to make sure that you're not taking too much in owner's draw. You need to make sure that you're not paying too much in credit cards and loans. You really just need to understand your revenue versus your profit, and your profit versus your cash flow. And it's obviously the same answer every week for all of the questions. People just need good accounting. You need to understand revenue, profit, and cash flow. And it seems like if you watch this show every week, I say the same thing every week, but that just solves such a huge issue. Like, there's no way around having good accounting in your business. Those are the numbers people, and business is a numbers business. Accounting is the language, and you simply won't be able to talk without language. Ask your baby. Anyway,
Don't get the clothes.
yeah, I will take it on to the bridge. So if you are someone who actually needs to bring in that accounting team who can do everything for you, from bookkeeping to accounting to the advisory, fractional CFO work, to ensuring that you don't overpay in taxes, to actually doing the tax prep, payroll, all of those things in one team, Right Choice is the right choice for you. And if you're someone who's not ready for all that stuff, but you actually want to understand what's going on with your numbers, you want to actually stop guessing and start leading your business by the numbers, we have a book that breaks that down for you. And if you're someone who actually wants help with implementing what's in the book, we have a course. So we have all of that stuff coming in to serve you at the highest level. And I guess that's all I need to say, right, Ray? Follow me at Albert the CPA. Let's add that in here. It's on the wall. You see my face. Follow me. And we're going to get up out of here. So I will see y'all next week.
Yeah.